Welcome to the realm of magic and mystery, classic horror and sci-fi. You are now entering the House of the Unusual podcast with your hosts, Eddie and Joe. Welcome all you cool ghouls and friendly fiends to the House of the Unusual podcast. I'm your host, Joe Pavlansky, and with me as always are my good buddies, Eddie Guevara and the tag team of Chuck and Cheri Caputo. What's up, everyone?
Hello there. Hello there.
All right.
Hey.
All right. How's everybody doing on this glorious day?
Good.
Love it. It's rainy.
Love it.
Good day for a nap.
Yeah, isn't it really? We just got the rain, and I think it's heading towards you guys right now. Is it raining there?
It was raining all day.
Yeah, it was raining off and on all day, and it's nice and cool out there. It dropped it down a lot. It feels comfortable.
Yeah, I'm really loving this weather, and it's finally starting to get like fall type weather around here. So
nice.
Yeah, we've been babysitting our son's dog here. We have him for a few hours because him and his wife are working long hours. So we're gonna, after the podcast, we're gonna take him to the cemetery for a walk, and then we're gonna drop him off.
He loves the cemetery.
Yeah, the dog even likes the cemetery.
Nice. So what's new with you guys?
Keep him busy. You know what? I just built something that's kind of cool. I'll send the raw footage over to the House of the Unusual. You know what? If anyone wants to put it up on the YouTube channel, it's this box. It's kind of cool. It's like a box where you put your hand in there, and it'll visibly change into a gorilla hand. You know, it's an old sideshow type of a thing. And so I was playing around with different ways, you know, to do it, and it's based off of like the Pepper's Ghost Illusion type of a thing, but it's kind of neat.
And we filmed a sideshow magic.
Yeah. So
YouTube.
yes, we filmed a little sideshow magic type of thing because you know what, I've always been interested in like sideshow pranks and gaffes and
freaks.
Yeah, freaks. Yeah, stuff like that.
Unfortunately, he likes that. This is one of his favorite movies.
Yeah, hey. Sometime if I get a say in a movie to watch, we have to watch Freaks, Joe. That's a good movie, man.
You know what, Chuck? I've been wanting to watch it for a while, and this past Monster Bash, I was looking for the DVD, and nobody had the DVD of it. So I'm hoping this October Monster Bash I could find it. But yeah, that's been on my list to watch for a while now.
Excellent movie, man. 1932, Todd Browning.
Yeah, I for some reason years ago I had the movie in my hand and I didn't buy it. I don't know why. And then I'm like, man, I should have bought it. So I went later that day. It was at a Monster Bash. Someone had taken the last copy, and I said, "Oh, you know, I'll get it next time." And for some reason, I haven't seen that movie around.
Isn't it? Yeah, isn't it something?
Wow.
You know what? I think about a half hour of the footage was actually cut out of there because when it was first released, most places didn't want to pick it up, and so Todd Browning had to cut out a lot of it. And so once that hit the floor back in those days, it was never regained. So the movie's like barely an hour. So there's like a half hour missing. It's a shame. I would love to see exactly what what is not on the movie. You know. Yeah,
really. I'm hoping there's a DVD out there. I don't know if Criterion ever did a DVD of it as well. I want to say that they have, but. Yeah. I wonder if that missing footage is on there. Even if they did it on the Criterion, I'm sure it would be. But that'd be interesting to see. But I tell you what, I was trying to watch the movie that Eddie recommended this week, Ex Machina. I couldn't find anywhere to watch it. Maybe I don't have the right streaming for it, but I did find a buddy at work that might have the DVD. He's looking for it for me. So I'm hoping to watch that this week. But last week I watched a really cool movie, which I highly recommend to people. I don't know if you've seen it. I posted it on the forum. It's called The Return of the Vampire with Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, we saw that, Joe.
Yeah, we actually watched it.
Your post.
Oh, did you?
And we watched it.
Yeah,
what did you guys think of it? I thought it was a really cool movie. And boy, did it look like a Universal monster movie to me.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, for 1943, that was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I love the werewolf on there. He was cool. He was neat.
Yeah, a lot of people said that it was kind of like a follow-up to an unofficial follow-up to the 1931 Dracula, and I could definitely see that in there. But man, was it a spooky? Just the atmosphere of the movie was really cool.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? Not to interrupt, but Cheri's just looking all over the place here for freaks for you, and it looks like that she found a couple of DVDs.
This is 1932?
Yeah, 1932. That's
There's one on at Best Buy. They sell it for $9.99.
At Best Buy? Okay.
Best Buy.
Yeah.
And then it looks like on eBay there's one.
Does it say anything about the the extras? Is that extra footage on there?
Oh, I don't know. And then Amazon, I think, has it too.
Yeah,
as well.
so you know what? She could send you the link if you want to send them the link.
Yeah,
we'll send you. You can check it out.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'm going to look at the Criterion as well and see if it's on there.
Okay.
I'm going to actually search it right now while we're live and in person on here. And no, I don't see Freaks on Criterion.
What's new with you guys, huh?
Let's check Amazon here. Not much. I've just been busy with work. We have a lot of extra, work coming along this weekend. So I don't have the day off until Sunday, which I had to take a personal day because I have to drive to Columbus for a wedding.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
We get a nice 2.5 hour drive there, stay at the wedding for about 2 hours and drive back for 2.5 hours.
Do you have to work Labor Day? Monday?
Labor Day night. Yeah. Labor Day
night. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
We're going to be going to Columbus sometime in January, like around my birthday. They have a Magi Fest out there. It's it's a magic convention. I like Columbus. That's a nice place out there.
Tell them Lance Burton's going to be there if they know him at all.
I think Lance Burton's going to be there, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
I don't know if Eddie and Joe are familiar with him at all.
Yeah, this particular convention's been around for about 85 years. Grant started it. UF Grant from Mac Magic out in Columbus, Ohio, and it's actually kind of neat.
Time we were there was when we were first dating.
Yeah, 32
years ago.
Jeez, oh man. Yeah, this weekend's going to be a mess because Ohio State plays Notre Dame Saturday at home, so it's going to be it's going to be packed that whole weekend. I'm not looking forward to
that makes it rough.
Yeah. But hey guys, just to break in real quick, I was looking at I pulled up Freaks on Amazon, and they do have just the DVD. And it looks like only the special features. There's a commentary by David J. Skull, which, if anybody out there is not familiar with him, he's done a lot of books on classic horror and all that. He's a fantastic researcher and classic horror historian. I recommend any books by him. And then it has a Freaks Sideshow Cinema special message prologue and 3 alternate endings. So I'm wondering if that 3 alternate endings is the the footage that they cut out, or I don't know.
Or they might be talking about it because you know what? I don't know if that footage exists, Joe. Like I said,
really?
Because back in those days they just cut it and it was gone, man. Like that's like the same as the Wizard of Oz. They cut a lot of stuff out, but a lot of it got thrown away.
And you know what sucks about Amazon? I hate this. So this DVD I'm looking at, it's $8. But it's a region 2, so it won't play on most in the U.S. Now, if you want, they do have a one on DVD. This one's for $46.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, sure. He's looking at it right now.
Plays on the thing. When you could find it usually. I think I seen it when it was at Monster Bash. It was like $15-$20 or so.
Right.
And I want to say it was a Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, that was a couple years ago, and man, for some reason you never see it. So let me check eBay while we're on here. So while I'm checking that, Eddie, what's new with you?
Nothing much, Joe. I just wanted to actually, what I'm going to do on my side is I'd like to give a call out to Ski and stuff. He's been active on the site once in a while, and so has Al Ballops and Mr. Todd, which has been because of his work schedule, has not really been able to be on for much time, but wanted to say hi to them. Other than that, I got my second pirate flag. I'm going to get it framed as we speak. We're actually getting it framed. It could be finished in the next day or two, so I'm actually anxious to see that.
Nice.
Otherwise, I'm going as everything planned. I'm working on everything, and hopefully pretty soon I'm ready to start filming Eddie's Deep Dives.
Oh, nice.
I got the spring. I actually ordered quite a few things for it, and it's going to be a fun thing. I think I'll be able to do a lot with it. And that's what I got in my side of the woods, Joe.
Nice.
Very cool.
And I was also looking, Freaks had a remake, didn't they?
Yeah, there was I just seen it on Amazon. It was in 2018.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was around the same I don't know if it was on the same as the original one. It looks like it might be kind of different, but it has the same name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I don't know. And I'm looking on eBay for the DVD, and they do have a region 1 with those. It has some special. Now this one looks like it has a little bit more. Now this one's $12.95. It's a region 1, so it has commentary by David J. Skall. Let's see, an all new documentary, Freak Sideshow Cinema Special Message Prologue. So maybe this is the same kind of thing, and has 3 alternate endings.
Hey, for $12.95, that's a pretty good price on it.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, I tell you what, you will love this movie, Joe. I mean, you know what? Like, I'm obsessed with this movie. This and Dr. Phibes movies. I don't know.
Oh, I love Dr. Phibes.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm obsessed.
Another lover of Dr. Phibes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very classic. Cheri, have you watched Freaks?
Yeah, it's been a while though. I wouldn't mind watching it again.
Really? Did you enjoyed it?
Yeah. Cuckoo. No, I like we have the DVD. I think maybe we'll take a gander at it this week.
Yeah, we could pop it in. Yeah. She mentioned Cuckoo. That's that's Cuckoo Bird Girl. That was she was also known as Mini Haha, and there were just some cool characters on there.
Yeah, there were
Schlitzie and some really, really cool characters.
Yeah, I'm gonna save this one on here. I may have to
maybe get
I may have to purchase it on here. But I tell you what, I'm still old enough, and I think I'm 42, so people around my age, maybe a year or two younger, would still remember the old sideshows at the carnivals and all that, and those were some of my favorite things to see. When we would go to one of the big fairs around here was the Canfield Fair, which is actually coming up this week, and they run it on Labor Day weekend. And they're in their 120th year or something like that. Something crazy. But I still remember being young at the sideshows, and you would pay. You would have the big curtains up front, and you'd have the announcer guy in the front, trying to pull people in.
Norman, yeah.
And you'd pay, I think at the time it was maybe $1 to get in, and you would see the shows, and then if you wanted to see extra of the show, you would pay 10 cents or a quarter. Now this is back in the early 80s, 10 cents or a quarter to see something up on stage, and it was usually very very lackluster, to say the least.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just that was the only one that I've ever seen of a sideshow, was the one that came there, so I don't know if it was just that company that put them on, or if there were some better ones out there.
Hey Joe,
Hey Eddie,
when you go on eBay, this one says Todd Browning's Freaks for $10. Is that the one you're talking about?
I am looking at the one. It says Rare Todd Browning's Freaks 1932 2004 release. Now the one that's $10.99, that one is just it doesn't have any extras on it. It's just the
it's just
Do you have extras on yours, Chuck?
Right underneath that one showed up called The Black Sleep, and it has Thor Johnson. You guys ever heard of that film? I don't recall the film.
No, I've never heard of it.
I have seen The Black Sleep, but it's been a very long time. Actually,
that's a pretty good
DVD somewhere.
No, you have it on DVD?
I believe so. I'd have to check, but I believe I do.
Speaking of freaks, Chuck and I came across how many years ago? It was an HBO special or that Carnival?
Oh, you have to watch this.
Oh my gosh.
HBO did 2 seasons of Carnival.
We were hoping for a 3rd season. They didn't bring it up.
I think I talked about that on the show at one time, I believe.
Did you guys?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, you know what to the viewing audience out there, to the listening, if you want to see something that's really authentic, I mean, HBO did a bang up job on it.
They really did a nice job.
Adrienne Barbeau was in there, and it was just a good series.
Jessica Lange?
No, she wasn't in there. She was in the other one from from American Horror Story. American Horror Stories, I believe.
It's called. It's funny. You guys are saying that a helicopter happens to be passing. Did you get to hear?
No, I didn't.
Okay, I was trying to cover the microphone because I'm like, are you kidding me? I have this new thing around my area that they're giving helicopter ride to people, and they always pass in front on top of my house at certain times,
Yeah, we get helicopters flying here, but they're searching for criminals all the time.
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, I remember when that show came out, it was absolutely fantastic. And like you guys, I thought they were going to have a third season, and after their second season ended, which was March of 2005, I said, "Oh man, probably, maybe in a year or two they're going to have a third season." And I ended up, when I thought the third season was coming, I got deployed overseas, and when I came back, I looked online to see if they ever did one, and unfortunately, they didn't. I don't know why. That was such a
they did such a great job. And like you said, it was 2005, 2006. They better hurry up and do it because I think a few of these people that acted have died,
Oh my.
And, and I've actually been wanting to revisit it because a lot of it I didn't remember. I kind of remember the premise of it where the one guy was able to bring dead things back to life.
Exactly.
But something else took its place but he didn't know, what it would be. And I thought that was a cool premise. You have this power.
Oh, it was cool
to bring back life from something that, recently died, but it could be something as small as an ant that you replace to life, or it could be a human being, because I remember there was one, he wanted to bring a small birdie back to life. I believe it was for a little girl or something.
Right.
And then something else, took its place. But I believe, was it a human that took its place on that one?
It's been so many years.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I know it was something that was a little bit higher in life form than the bird, and it kind of messed with him. And I always thought that was a cool premise. What would you do if you had that power? Especially for a loved one. Would you risk bringing that loved one back to life that could possibly kill another loved one of yours, and then you kind of go into this vicious circle, of then you got to bring that one back to life, and then it kills somebody else.
Yeah. That sounds like Pet Cemetery almost. That's a
really.
Wow, that was a freaky movie.
Carnival was cool. It's something I'm gonna have to revisit here.
Us too. I think we should try to get it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got told by you, Chuck, about that. And I remember when you guys were watching it, and I just never got to actually watch it.
Oh.
You told me it was only on 3 seasons. Now, what played at Netflix?
It was on HBO, 2 seasons, right?
Yeah, they canceled it after the second season.
Yeah, but we did rent it through Netflix through the mail about 7 or 8 years ago. Yeah. And I tell you what, we look forward to the DVD coming every week. It was
when you have things like that, Chuck. Especially that they don't do a third season. It goes back to like the movie, that movie that they only did part 1 and 2. That, what is it called? Creeper? No, what the heck is the name of that movie? My wife watches it a million times. I can't remember the name right now. That there's like a man who drives a truck. He's like a bat. He comes out to eat. What's the name of the film?
Oh, wow.
Joe, you know which one I'm talking about. Come on, Joe. You're the
Which
main
one is it?
Oh, Jeepers Creeper.
Yeah, Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, Jeepers Creeper. They never made a third part, which is said coming, but they just never did.
Yeah. What about the movie?
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah,
and I'm shocked right now. Jeepers
Creeper. They've done they've done 3 of them.
No, I mean,
actually they've done 4 of them.
What do you mean they've done 4 of them? How could that be?
They did one in 2001, 2003, 2017, and 2022.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, actually, the one in 2022 is coming September 19th, but
so excited.
Jeepers Creepers 3 was that's
the one coming in 2022. You just mentioned 2 of them before.
Yeah, there's the first one, which was 2001. The second one was 2003. The third one was 2017, and then Jeepers Creepers Reborn is coming September 19th.
Oh, okay. See, wait till I tell that to my wife. She only watched the film about 15 times.
Do you watch it, honey?
Mm-hmm. I like that when they were on the school bus, those kids and a creature kept swooping down.
I like this truck, but you know what? The film is okay. It's not. But one thing I was going to say, just like that film, I'm very shocked that they just, because I didn't realize they had done, which is kind of weird that I didn't realize it. This one with the 3 witches that comes out on Halloween every year.
Yeah.
What, Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I go to the different places. I'm like, why do they have all this witchy type of stuff for Halloween? It kind of like, I don't like too many witchy stuff, you know. and I'm like, why is all this stuff instead of ghosts and skeletons? And then my son goes, yeah, because Hocus Pocus #2 came out, and I go, really? So it's coming out, and the funny thing about it, and this is really funny, in the original film, the blonde girl was very pretty, and the other two like okay, Midler and the other one.
Yeah.
But now, today, if you look at the one that was with the black hair, it's just super pretty. She's prettier than when she was younger, and the other two are just they're still okay. But of course, Bette Midler is really kind of old now. But I'm saying it's kind of funny how the people change, but. It's that film in particular, I like it. I'm not going to say, but there's a resemblance to a family member with one of them. And I love to bother, especially my mom, when I tell them the family member looks like one of them. I don't want to say much because in case they might hear me and she might get mad at me, but it's hilarious because they look so much alike,
Well, it looks like they got the original cast back for that one, too.
Yeah, that's amazing. You don't get that too often.
Yeah, coming out September 30th. So you have Bette Midler, Kathy, I'm going to butcher this, Najimy, and then Sarah Jessica Parker.
Right.
Yeah, that's Kathy. Now, what year did they do the first, Joe?
1993.
Yeah, that goes back quite a while.
Yeah, that was a classic, and that's another one I have to revisit. I almost watched it last year during Halloween. And I don't think I was able to find it anywhere on streaming or anything, but I'm gonna try.
I remember Bette Midler with big fake teeth or something.
And crazy hair.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. That's what made it so funny, though. Bette Midler. There's also another thing about that movie that reminded me. The Scarecrow guy in there at the end, he reminds you of the Wizard of Oz guy.
Oh,
pretty much the same.
Yeah.
When's the last time you guys watched that movie, Wizard of Oz?
Oh gosh, I don't even care to watch it, Joe.
We watched
really?
it years ago, right?
Yeah, we watched it a couple years ago.
I love that, and Chuck does impersonations,
Yeah.
When we were dating, he stole my heart when he did the little lion. Go ahead, baby, show him.
Yeah, he goes, come on, I'll put you on one paw. Stick up on me, huh?
Is that how he got you, Cheri?
That's how he got me.
I love Burt Lahr. Burt Lahr was hilarious.
Man, that's a good film.
Can you say that a film burned you out? I mean, I watched that film so many times when I was young.
Every year.
Yeah, that right now I remember used to like the Tin Man. It reminded me of a robot and stuff. But I gotta be honest, the witch, it is true. The Wicked Witch of the West is I guess, and people don't realize every witch since looks like her. So I think that she is an iconic figure.
Yeah.
Right.
They picked the right person for that, Margaret Hamilton. Oh my!
And those flying monkeys. Who doesn't get scared of them?
Oh yeah, those things freak me out.
Oh my!
I don't know. I didn't really. Whatever. The whole thing is that today, like, if you told me to sit down and watch The Wizard of Oz, I probably. You know what really I hate about The Wizard of Oz is like the whole movie, in a sense, is cool and stuff, but I hate the singing little munchkins in the beginning.
Do they freak you out?
No. I find them stupid. I just don't like that. It's like, really?
That's a classic. I think I know what you're talking about, Cheri. About 2 or 3 years ago, they came out for the 80th anniversary, and it came out at the theaters, and it was
awesome,
really cool.
We got to see it on the big screen.
It was really
cool. Really? I tell you what, I got to see it at Monster Bash last year, and they played it. The screen was fairly big, so it was really cool seeing it on a much larger size. So I know what you're talking about, Cheri. How cool was that on the big screen?
Yeah, they had things that you don't normally see, if you watch it on TV, like the little munchkins shoes came to a point and there was like a little butterfly on the end of them or something. It was like really decorative.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen it on the screen that you guys watched it on, an actual theater screen. I mean, the screen we watched it on was probably about maybe 80, 90 inches or so, which is, a lot bigger than I'm used to, but
same here.
An actual theater screen would be cool. And what was nice about is after the movie, author Frank Dell'Istrito, he's done a lot of classic horror fiction and nonfiction books. He did an hour presentation on The Wizard of Oz and how it's actually a horror movie, which was really cool. I wish there was a way to get a copy of his talk. I don't know if anybody out there recorded it, but man, it was very interesting, and he really got into the author of Wizard of Oz, Frank L. Baum, and the original story, how it related to the movie, and just kept going on. And it was fascinating.
Interesting. Yeah. His niece was actually Dorothy. I think she died when she was a little girl, if I'm not mistaken. And that's where he got the character for Dorothy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was a fascinating guy, L. Frank Baum. He really was.
Did anybody ever read the actual books from it?
No.
Yeah, I've been wanting to for years. It's on my list of to do, I guess.
Right.
You want me to tell you something? My brother actually has one of the original copies of the Wizard of Oz, the books. Let me tell you something. The Munchkins are the ones I don't really like. I usually, if I have to find the film, I've probably watched the film over 20 times, Joe. So that's maybe why my feeling is a little off on it. But I'm going to say one thing that you guys don't know. Here's a tidbit about the movie. Not only was the witch an iconic figure that I think half of the stuff that they do after that was copied from her, but also the trees, the haunted trees.
Yeah, those were
Marks, cool. The original Marks company.
You're right.
They made the Haunting Hollow tree, which is about 12, 15 inches tall, and it squeaked, and it had the arms that moved up and down. That goes today for like $1,000. And in fact, I have a video where I actually take a video. The last one that's really noisy. I don't know what happened to that video when I uploaded it, but I'm going through Chiller Theater, and I'm showing the tree, which I actually owned one of those trees a while back. But it's a beautiful piece. It's about maybe 8 inches round, and it's about 15 inches. And when it came out, it squeaked. So it does a really loud squeak that makes kids scare. So that's why they took it off the market. So it's very valuable. But that came from that. And if you notice, every haunted tree since, when you see Halloween and stuff, kind of originates to the ones from the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, they're all patterned off of it. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I tell you, the thing I like about the Wizard of Oz is that the movie's timeless. I mean, like you don't know what era it comes from. You know what I mean? Like there's no cars at that time era that they would show. I don't know what it would have been back in 1939, but they were pretty old. You know what I mean? One clip that they did take out was when but they felt that was gonna time it. You know, back to the 30s, so they cut that. That definitely came out. But I saw like an old clip of the Scarecrow and Dorothy and a Tin Man, and they were doing the jitterbug.
You know what, guys, and we're going to tie this all into our original topic of what we talked about, sideshows and freaks, is that in the Wizard of Oz, you had the Singer Midgets, which were an actual group. Yeah. They were called the Singer Midgets, and they were an Austrian-born group, and they were a very popular vaudeville act that traveled around. They did theaters, they did circuses, they did county fairs, all that stuff, and they did a heck of a ton of movies. And also, you guys will remember from the movie The Unholy Three with Lon Chaney, is that you had the Doll family. Now,
right.
Now, the one guy in there, Harry, who was in the movie, well, he was a group of him and his 3 other siblings were the Doll family, and they were also singers in the Wizard of Oz.
Hey, here's a little fact for you. Here's a little fact for you, Joe. Harry is in Freaks. He's actually one of the So
is he really?
Yeah, he's in Freaks. Yep.
There you go, Joe.
Yeah,
nice. So see, that's all tying together. But yeah, all these families in these groups, they all did sideshows, they did circuses and all that stuff. And so, now I definitely have to see Freaks to get to see Harry in there again.
Yeah, you know what? You're going to love it. But yeah, the Unholy Three was really cool. I think there was a silent version, 1925, then 1930.
Yes.
Hockey, right? That was so cool.
Harry was in both of them. Yeah.
What year was the Wizard of Oz?
39.
1939.
Wow. Yeah. Titanic, right?
That was. I'm surprised because the film looks a little more modern than that. You're right when you say that.
I know.
Now, originally, was it done in color? Or
well, the first half was filmed in black and white, and then they filmed the second half in color. So that's exactly the way it was, And there was a documentary that I seen on there also that snow that fell was as. I mean, so
the poppies.
Yeah, the snow that fell on the poppies that made them sleepy. That was as
No wonder why they were sleeping. They were all dying.
That was asbestos.
Wow. Yeah, I was thinking of 1939. That was Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, Gone with the. Oh, there was a lot of good movies made in '39. Gone with the Wind. There was a few other ones too. I can't recall, but quite a few.
Wow. I wonder if they ever if there was any health issues or anything that came from the people involved in that scene.
Maybe, who knows? They're not going to tell you that. I mean, it was so many years ago. You wouldn't know if there was any health issues.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I don't know when did health issues start arising from any of that stuff. I don't think it was anywhere.
60s and 70s.
Yeah, probably the 60s and 70s. We had a gymnasium. You know what? I went to a Catholic school for 3 years, and our gymnasium was a rounded ceiling. And whenever we played kickball, the ball would hit the ceiling, and a ton of asbestos would fall down on it. So yeah, we're probably ticking time bombs.
Yeah, you better get your lungs checked, baby.
Yeah, really. Yeah, you could go back and sue that school.
Well, you guys, if you guys read any old popular science magazines, they were actually selling asbestos suits because it says this way you won't catch fire. So they were suits made of asbestos.
Yeah, you won't catch fire, but you'll die of lung cancer.
Oh my gosh!
But I mean, it was a big thing, especially all the brakes in cars until just the 80s or 90s was still, and they still today, I think they still have some type of asbestos in them, especially the shoe brakes for the back of the car.
Yeah.
But Joe, I have this is a question you probably could answer. When you're saying about the movies and stuff from 1939 stuff, did you guys ever watch Clark Gable, who did Gone with the Wind? I saw one time a film of him, and he's traveling with this girl over to Florida from, I guess, New York, whatever, and they're taking this bus, but they kept getting on this bus that looked kind of like an army truck, and it was kind of funny though, because I'm thinking from the time I'm looking at the movie, I'm saying, I wonder how hot it really was to get from here to Florida. And it took them days to get down there because there was really no roads that would lead there. And I thought it was very unique to see that movie. The film was actually pretty good, I got to admit. I never seen Gone with the Wind. I do have copies of it. It's iconic, but it's kind of like when you look at 2001 Space Odyssey. That's a long movie, man. And just to watch it, you really got to have the time.
It's a very long. It's a very long movie. Very long.
You're gonna have to have an intermission.
And in Chiller Theater, the guy who played the ape guy in there or something like that, he's going to be there. So Jim, my buddy, actually got 2 big size posters for him to sign, one for me and one for him, where it shows the monkey taking pictures of the other monkeys. I think it's something Reborn or whatever the part of the movie said. You know what I'm talking about, Joe or Chuck?
I think I know what you're saying. Yeah.
You didn't watch 2001 Space Odyssey, Joe?
Oh
it's been a while since I've seen that. God, probably 20 years or so. It's not a movie that I ever care to revisit.
Really?
Yeah, I did not. I did not like it. I struggled to make it through it.
Yeah, I like the music.
Yeah, they had good theme songs.
Yeah, the music was cool.
Did any of you guys watch the movie Moon? Just Moon, like the moon?
No.
It came out of a couple of years ago, like maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago.
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
Okay,
no.
It was very I don't know how come popular, but it's a guy lands in the moon, and the entire 3 hours of this film was him sitting inside a shuttle or whatever it was.
Oh my!
In the moon, and I said that is the longest, most boring movie I've ever seen in my life. They started doing that movie it came right after that movie that the guy did it from a phone booth. And it was very popular back a couple of years ago, like 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good movie. Yeah, we liked that.
He was in the phone booth. What was that called?
I forget. I don't remember what it's called.
They were doing those movies based on one episode like that. But I mean, the moon thing, that was the most boring. Very good, graphics and stuff. But to be honest with you, that was the stupidest film I think I've ever sat down to watch.
Hey, there's a lot of bad ones out there. We went to see Nope. I guess about a week and a half ago because it was
sci-fi movie from Jordan Peele. And would I recommend it? Nope.
Nope.
Oh, was that because it was supposed to deal with some aliens and stuff it just didn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense.
You know what doesn't good. No, I was gonna say what doesn't make sense is, especially right now, is when you watch a movie like that and you look back and say, I just gave 1 hour of my life to junk. And then you'll watch a really dumb 1940 black and white film that was done with under $50.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's a good film, man.
I know. Isn't that true?
I tell you what, I haven't liked anything that Jordan Peele's done since he was in that comedy duel with Key and Peele.
Yeah,
I didn't like. I watched, I think, one of the Twilight Zone episodes. I made it halfway through, and I said,
yeah,
it's just an abomination."
I tell you what, I've given Jordan Peele a fair chance. I mean, I watched a few of his movies, and
Get Out?
Yeah, Get Out, and
that wasn't bad.
Us,
yeah,
and I did watch the Twilight Zone episodes. I tell you what, that's a tough act to follow. I mean, if you're gonna try and step into Rod Serling's shoes, you better do a good job. You know what I mean?
And, I couldn't do it. I'm such a fan of the classic. I didn't care for his style of it. And Get Out, about halfway through the movie, I was ready to get out because I knew the plot of it, and I stuck around basically just to see if I was right about what the plot was. And I was right about it. I said, "Boy, did I just waste 2 hours of my life?"
Yeah, you know what? It just doesn't seem like that he has an imagination too much. I don't know why people rave about it.
Doesn't get the Nope movie just doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't flow.
It doesn't tie together.
It doesn't tie together. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh my
God. That Congo. What's his name? The monkey. In the beginning,
that started out pretty good in the beginning.
Yeah, but we thought it was going to be good, but
it was all downhill after that.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to tell you something. When you're talking about that's just like the Leslie Nielsen film I watched one night when I started watching his films because I love Taken and I love the way he is as an actor. And I saw this movie. I forgot the name of it, and the movie was over, and I'm like, "What the hell was that movie about?" I'm watching. I'm like, I didn't make sense.
Yeah, you walk out.
And one thing I'm going to tell, and I know Joe loves the classics.
Yeah.
But when there are films out there, and I know this is fantastic. I love Hold That Ghost. I think it's one of the best films ever made from Abbott and Costello.
Oh, I love that.
But the thing that they introduced back in the days was the singing, and when the Andrews sisters take about 10-15 minutes singing Aurora in the beginning, you kind of want to fast forward that a little bit, after you watch the film 50 times, and I just, every time those films in the 60s, they would always come out singing. And that really, after a while, kind of...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I didn't like that.
The only one I really liked, one of the musicals that I really liked was, of course, West Side Story.
Oh, yeah.
But, Chuck, you're not too much of a fan?
No, I don't care for it. But
you like Grease.
Yeah, I did like Grease.
Yeah.
I did like Hair.
Grease is not... I'm going to tell you guys one thing. I watched the film 2 nights ago. For those that like the Twilight Zone, and it's not the Twilight Zone. In fact, I don't even know who made the film. But it's called The Missing Airplane. It looks like it was done in the 1950s or 40s.
I don't remember.
It's a phenomenal film. I watched it. It was really cool. It was like an hour, 10 minutes long. It's called Airplane. And it basically is they get on this airplane and there's a scientist. I'm not going to tell you how the movie ends or anything, but there's a scientist, and the scientist has records that he's about to create a nuclear bomb. So this, I guess, is before the nuclear bomb Manhattan. So I think it's the 40s when they made it. Then there's another scientist that he knows about propulsion, like to make rocket propulsion. And then there's another woman that's the secretary to the scientist that has the nuclear bomb stuff. So when they take off in the plane, they're all in each of their seats. The movie's kind of cool, man. And it has a Twilight Zone type of idea behind it.
Oh, we'll check this out.
I liked it, man.
What was it called again, Eddie?
The Missing Airplane.
Oh, the Missing Airplane.
Joe, click away and tell us more information about it, Joe.
I've never heard of it. I'm going to look it up right now. What year did it come out?
I just put The Missing Airplane. It's probably the 40s. Like I said, it's before the atomic bomb and stuff because they were talking about inventing it. So
I can't find it under that title. Can you find it, Joe?
No.
No.
Oh, wait, this might be it here. It's called The Flight That Disappeared.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You never know with Eddie. You always got to kind of play with
Boy, you were off on that one, Eddie.
Don't worry, Eddie.
Yeah,
I told my brother to watch it.
1961.
Oh,
19 what?
1961. The Flight That Disappeared.
Black and white?
Yep. Yeah, black and white science film produced by Robert Kent And let's see, who distributed by United Artists.
Now, why in the world they say that's kind of interesting because they threw the atomic bomb in 1945. So the premises of the movie is that the guy's inventing things that could bring an atomic bomb.
We're gonna have to watch it. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, looks good, Eddie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take a note of this. I've never even heard of this one.
Kudos to you, Joe. How you got the flight that disappeared
from the missing airplane.
I'm so used to dealing with Eddie and all the different names and all that I just kind of it's kind of like a trick I picked up.
Wow, I'm impressed. That's the detective in you, huh?
Yeah.
Goodness.
But yeah, this looks like an interesting movie.
Yeah, we'll definitely check this out.
Where did you find this at, Eddie? Is it streaming anywhere?
I watched it on, I believe it was YouTube. Yeah, I think it was YouTube or Pluto TV. But I was going to tell you one thing about the movie as a whole. I mean, I watched it and it was phenomenal because I watched it, in other words, it's very well made. It doesn't have like a lot, but it's just that it reminds me of the Twilight Zone. So it was an easy, interesting watch. You know
what? I tell you what, Eddie, we're gonna make that our movie of the week because this is what I'm gonna watch. So The Flight That Disappeared, 1961, and I'll even post it on the Classics forums, and that will be our movie. It is. I just checked it. It is on YouTube. There's two. Looks like it's an hour and 12 minutes, but there's two copies on there, and they both look like they are pretty good. So
cool. We'll watch it. Yeah,
I'm gonna check out both of them, see which one has the better print quality, and go with that one. But yeah, I'm gonna check it out. So that'll be our movie of the week. Flight That Disappeared, 1961. That looks really interesting.
All right.
Is that in the public domain?
United Artists. I don't know. That would be interesting. Let's see if we could find it on.
Because that movie is what the one I did watch it on YouTube. I remember, and it was very clear. Like I'm surprised if it is in the public domain.
Well, you figured at 1962. That's what 61 years old.
Well, yeah, but you know what? I was reading the story about Superman, and probably Joe knows a lot better than me, and the trademark and copyright for Superman, and how Schuster and the other guy they sold it, and then they try to reclaim it. And the battle's been going on, which I'm amazed at how the trademark for Superman and the copyrights for the Superman character are actually going into the public domain in 2033. So that's when Superman becomes public domain. But
I doubt who owns it. Warner now. I doubt Warner will let that happen. They'll probably scoop it up.
I think the Schuster family sued or something like that, and I forgot what happened, but I think they stopped Warner. I think after 30 years they wrote up and they said cease and desist to like Warner. I don't know, Warner Brothers or the different companies, but the Superman. I mean, you can read it on Wikipedia. It's very interesting. It's a long story, but I think it went back and forth between the family and in fact, the family there was one part that they paid the family, I think the Schuster family or the sons and daughters, because the original creators died. They paid them over $3 million, and they were supposed to be getting $20,000 a year from I mean, to me, I never heard such a thing, because you figure if somebody gives you a copyright and they say, here, you have full use of it, like why in the world would the family be able to retrieve it again?
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Going back to the Flight That Disappeared, I was looking through it online, and I can't find anything that says that it's public domain. Usually on archive.org, it'll say if it's public domain or how it could be used, and there's no information. So I always err on the side of caution. If I can't find anything that says public domain, then I refer it back to the original distributor, United Artists. So
right,
one
I
thing
haven't found nothing for it.
One thing also, when it says public domain, like say, for example, Freaks is in the public domain. But if, say, right now, House of the Unusual was to put out Freaks, our copy, if we make a little change on it, we can copyright the change. So that's how you protect something that's been done before. So you can use the original image, the original everything, but if you make changes, then that becomes copyrighted. So that a lot of people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Where like in the middle of the movie, Chuck does like a quick like magic show, and then
right, and then
black and white.
Yeah.
and say, "No, that's ours."
Yeah, that's ours. We got it.
Makes Cheri's head disappear, and then she starts walking around. The headless woman.
I had such a headache with that arrow going.
Oh, boom.
I got you know something, Joe. I'm not gonna say much, but what I have coming up for us, man, is gonna be phenomenal. Got a couple of great ideas, man.
Can't wait to hear. There's always good ideas, man.
And I think this would really work fine if we could meet up together, all of us, like in the next month or two. Because this idea I got is phenomenal, Joe, and you would be perfect for it.
Maybe we could all go on a cruise, a Halloween cruise.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You mean just the 4 of us?
Yeah, just the 4 of us. We can make it if we try.
Just the 4 of us.
Yeah, you got the love boat.
Yeah, you guys will have to. Maybe Monster Bash in October, because I'm heading down there again, so I'll be in Chuck and Cheri's neck of the woods.
Oh, that's out in Vandergrift. We'll have to look into that, right?
No. This one is back in what is it, Cranberry or Mars area?
Oh, what's the dates on that, Joe?
We'll have to check it out.
So it's at the Pittsburgh, the Marriott Pittsburgh North, and it's October 14th through the 16th.
Oh, okay.
And this one is called Jeepers, the Creepers at Monster Bash. So it's all
open.
Yeah,
kind of like a horror comedy.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Maybe we should try to all meet up.
That'd be great.
Pick a day.
You want to do the 15th? That's a Saturday.
Yeah, maybe the 15th. I don't know.
Yeah, we're open.
Or even the 14th, because I might get. I don't know.
You're busy on the 14th.
I'll book the 14th. Okay. Yeah,
we'll all have to try to meet up down there, and maybe grab some lunch and watch a movie or something.
That would be cool, man.
Get Eddie out of Jersey to come down to good old Pittsburgh.
Come on, Eddie.
I have a feeling. I was thinking about that. What I was going to say, that if you guys watch, I think Cheri and Chuck did. I don't know if you did, Joe, but I uploaded a video, which is from about 1.5 years ago, give or take, and I was just taking a cruise through Chiller, and the background noise sounds fine in the video I have, but when I uploaded it to YouTube, I had to take it off, and I might have to even take it off again because it makes a lot of noise in the background. You can't hear. I interviewed Kevin Clemens at the end, and we're talking about it, and but you could see it does show, and it also shows a clip of Basil Gogos a month before he passed away. And if you guys, you're aware who Basil Gogos is, Joe, but I don't know if Chuck and Cheri know. He's the guy that did all the famous monster covers.
Oh, okay.
He's like very an iconic artist. He's done a lot of famous monsters, and his prints go for a lot of money. And right there, Joe, if you see that clip, I had 8 original famous monsters for him to sign for me. And the guy had dementia. He had everything. And he just ruined all 8 magazine covers. And I was like, did I just let that happen? But,
no.
But here's the big but. Since it is, and I have it on film, him signing, it was the last time he signed because he died about 4 weeks later.
Oh, God bless his soul.
So you can see that, Joe. And if you can see in the clip, you'll see that in his face, I kind of filmed it for a second. He's like in another world, But you're familiar with Basil Gogos, correct, Joe?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he did some fantastic work. And I tell you what, you could really, if you start looking at the artists, he was one of those artists that you could pick out his artwork. You could say, yes, that's a Basil Gogos. Yeah. The same way you could do with like a Frank Frazetta. They just have that very distinct style.
Yeah, Frank Frazetta is fantastic, man. Oh my gosh, that guy's a fantastic artist. But I was going to tell you, I have some original Basil Gogos that he signed for me. Not some. I got 2 of them. And this was 20-some years ago. What I wanted to tell you, you should watch that because I think I'm going to pull off because of the background noise. That clip on YouTube, I really think, honestly, you would like that in particular because it shows a couple of things in there that you would, it's only like 8 minutes, I think, 5 or 8 minutes long, whatever, but just check it out. I think you'll enjoy that part, Joe.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely have to check it out. And guys, I just put on the website under the Cryptic Classics, The Flight That Disappeared. Just a little tagline just to remind people in case they forget about it after reading this or whatever. So it is on there. So definitely check it out. And guys, while we were playing around here, I also noticed, man, and this is great information, and let me pull it back up. Is Stupid Comics Magazine is going to be coming out with number 8 very soon. It looks like he announced it on the 2nd of August, so I don't know how I missed that, but yeah, issue number 8 is going to be coming out, so I can't wait for that. I'm wondering if he's going to do like a Halloween type issue with it. So, Ski, if you're out there listening, man, we want a Halloween spooky, scary edition on there.
Yep, we do.
So, yeah, that was really cool. I just wanted to share that real quick. And if anybody out there hasn't heard of it, it's stupidcomicsmagazine.com. It's stupid spelled STOOPID. And they're a great friend of the House of the Unusual. They support us a lot, so we try to support them as much as possible as well. So they got all their back issues on there, 0 through number 7 out. Definitely check them out and support them. They're a small independent company that puts out some great comics magazines.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and to Joe's part of the story there, I came across one of my buddies, and if you actually look at that clip there that you see in Chill the Theater, the one I just did, he's the one with glasses and a bit of a beard. Just to let you know, he's got a copy of the original Amazing Fantasies with Buck Rogers that you're looking for.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm trying to see what type of deal I can work with him on that, like a trade or something like that. He's pretty good with me. I mean, he comes across really weird stuff, except my robot plans. You know, he can't come across.
Take a drink.
But he didn't know that one guy that has it that's been a monster with me. He never gives it to me, but
I've been on like a Buck Rogers kick ever since we mentioned that a couple weeks ago.
Oh my goodness!
I've been listening to the radio shows, the old time radio shows from the 30s, and I've been looking on eBay for a lot of the items. And I tell you what, man, you look at like the Buck Rogers, the original blaster gun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man, you're gonna pay an arm and a leg for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I got one, Joe. I got one. I bought it years ago. I bought it like 20 years ago. I only got it for $159.
That's a steal then.
You know what that gun, the reason I got that gun is because when I used to watch Courageous Cat and Minute Mouse, the guns they use reminded me of the Buck Rogers gun, and they probably took it from the show. It's got the 2 cylinders in the tip of it.
Yeah.
That gun is really cool. There's 2 different versions of it. I got the Buck Rogers, the one that, that pops. And then I got the other one that looks like kind of like the disintegrating pistol from Bugs Bunny, where Duck Dodgers in the 24th century takes out
I love that
disintegrating pistol. It kind of looks like that. I bought that second one, all rusty and stuff, for like $50, but I have both of them. Now, there was a gun that Buck Rogers put out that actually you put a piece of paper in it, so when it popped, it would break the paper and make a loud popping sound.
I remember those. They used to have the little round.
Yeah, I remember that.
Gunpowder.
Yeah. Well, no. The one I'm talking about is you would stick, instead of like a cap, you would stick you cut paper in long strips, and you stick the paper through the top, and when you
I remember those.
It used to pop, and it was loud like a cap, but it was a paper instead. And
it was like a strip of paper, wasn't it? Like It was like red paper.
Right. No, actually, I think you can use any paper on it. Yeah, I know the one with the red paper. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know if they make those anymore with the.
No, they don't. I mean, that thing is from the 50s, man. I bought them. I got into this, just like you've been.
No, I'm talking about the strips, because I remember they used to do those strips in back in the 80s, and then you had the ones that you could put in a cap gun. They were like look like little revolver type things. They had 6 little holes that they would make the sound too, but I don't think they sell any of that stuff anymore. I haven't seen them at stores forever.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what you said, but you know what? One thing I wanted to tell you, just like you've been having a Buck Rogers, I've been having dreams and watching, and I don't know why, of the original George Reeves Superman for the last week or so. I've been even trying to get a costume like the original George Reeves. Like I was like,
you can wear it to work while you're sitting there and
super Eddie.
I am Superman.
Now I wanted to put in a mannequin because I was reading about it, and the original costume sold for almost $1 million. And I just like, I had this just like the Buck Rogers thing. I had this George Reeves thing where I wanted to watch all the Supermans. I don't know, some stupid thing.
He was cool. George Reeves was cool.
He was, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the George Reeves ones for years, man.
It's great, Joe. You got to revisit them, Joe. They're made for adults, man.
I can't get over that he could take bullets to the chest, but when the bad guys throw the gun at him, he finds the need to duck. I just can't get over it.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man! You just took 6 to the chest, and you're gonna duck for the gun at your head.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. You're right.
I think I read about that. I think that when that happened in 1 or 2 episodes, I think it was just a normal gesture. It wasn't meant to happen. But he did it like kind of because.
So Eddie, I have to. Since you've watched those, have you ever watched the 1948 Superman serial with?
Oh my God, Joe! That is, it's a good serial, but I gotta tell you, when you see Superman flying and you can see the little stick holding him up in the air,
yeah. But I tell you what, they're worth seeing if you're a fan of Superman and the whole. Mythos of Superman, you got to see, it was so there was Superman 1948, which was a 15-part Columbia Pictures serial, and then it had a sequel, Atom Man versus Superman, which came out in 1950, and it was also Kirk Allen as well. So
Kirk Allen was not a good Superman. George Reeves was.
Man, I love Kirk Allen as Superman.
Do you really, Joe? Yes. Do you?
You don't care.
I love Kirk Allen as Superman. I think he was great.
I grew up watching Superman when I came from Cuba. That's the thing they played every day on TV. And to me, George Reeves could only be the only Superman.
Yeah. You know what? I think on one of the I Love Lucy's, George Reeves did a guest appearance on there. That was kind of cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was neat.
Yeah, he does, because he was good friends with Ricky Ricardo. They were best friends. And stuff.
Yeah.
He made an appearance in the I Love Lucy episode where the kid has his birthday. So he appears and Lucy's out on the balcony. She's trying to dress up as Superman, but and he goes to get her, and then he goes to Ricky Ricardo. You've been married to her for 15 years, and they call me Superman.
Yeah, that was cool. that was cool. I love Fred and Ethel Mertz. They were hilarious. Oh,
yeah, they were, man. That they really were. I think Fred was phenomenal.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe, if you haven't, I recommend that you do check out one of those of the night. In fact, there's a couple, because you will be surprised when you watch Superman, and I was surprised myself. It appeals to the adults. You go, why is this a kid's show? But if you watch it today, like anytime you watch any of the episodes, you'll actually like it. I think you will watch the whole 3 seasons or 6 seasons or what.
Yeah, it was 6 seasons. I've seen. Oh man, I've seen maybe 5 or 6 episodes, if that, of the show, and it, maybe because I watched them when I was younger, I didn't get into them. I think I watched them maybe in the 90s or so.
Try it now.
I didn't really get into them, but yeah, I should maybe revisit them from episode number 1 and give it a good shot. Yeah, I'm just looking at it on online right now. So it ran for 6 seasons, and there was 104 episodes.
Yeah.
You know what you just said?
I didn't realize there was that many. I thought it ran for only like 3 seasons.
No, you know what you just said, Joe? You just did the same thing to the people that love Superman as Cheri did to the goon from the Black Lagoon.
The goon from the Black Lagoon.
I'm never gonna live this down.
Or
he's the mafia goon that comes out from the swamps.
Or Dr.
To collect on the money you owe for your sporting bet.
That's an Italian goon.
Or Dr.
The goon from the Black Lagoon.
Remember Dr. Boyajin? That was a bad film. Are you kidding me?
Well, hey guys, we got to wrap it up here. We are under 2 minutes. So guys, I want to thank everybody for joining us once again. Everybody out there in podcast land, check us out on your favorite podcast platform. We put out shows weekly on here. So subscribe to us, like our videos, give us a good review. We would really appreciate it. Hope you're liking everything. You can also find us on houseoftheunusual.com. That's our flagship site. Sign up. We have a free forum on. Some like-minded people talk about collecting, pop culture, all that good stuff, and we even have a section on there where you could let us know what you want to hear on the show, and we'll try to discuss it. So definitely check that out. Also on YouTube, search in House of the Unusual. We have a great channel on there. Chuck and Eddie are always putting out some awesome videos, usually weekly. So subscribe to that. Like our videos. all that good stuff. Also, head over to mymoviemonsters.com and check out Scary Monsters magazine. Usually every issue of Scary Monsters proper, I have an article in it, and I've been doing some stuff about some old-time radio. So issue number 127, the Island Ghouls issue, is now out. It's shipping. It's in stores. It's available. Number 128, all about horror hosts. It's on pre-order. It will be coming out probably before Halloween. And they also have the copyright for Castle of Frankenstein. So number 36 is going to be coming out this fall. So it's the people at Scary Monsters, they have the copyright. It's all there. So be on the lookout for that. And guys, Chuck, Cheri, Eddie, thank you for stopping by. This has been a great conversation.
All right.
And we'll talk to everybody next week. Good night.
Okay, good night.
God bless, man. Take
God
care.
bless. Have a great week.